We shall live alone. 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला. When we do take stock of our lives, we realize that this life is a very short visit to a mela. This is a world of strangers. No one is yours. Although everyone lives, I am still alone. आए भी अकेला और जाए भी अकेला.
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा. आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला. आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला.
प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर।
वरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत्।
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं, अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
Check the sounds. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. 1 2. Check 1 2. 1 2.
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं। कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं, अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
Check 1 2. 1 2.
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं, राम जैसे बुलाते नहीं,
मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं,
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं।
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं,
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी,
याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी।
कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी।
कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं,
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं।
तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं,
मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं।
अच्युतं
Check 1 2
केशवं
1 2
कृष्ण दामोदरं
1 2
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं,
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं।
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं,
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
रामनारायणं
कृष्ण दामोदरम्
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं
याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी
याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी
कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी
कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं
तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं
मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं
1, 2.
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं
याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी
याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी
कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी
कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं
कौन कहते नहीं
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं
2. Check 1 2.
याद आएंगे उनको
Mic check,
कभी
1 2.
ना कभी,
याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी,
कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी,
दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं,
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं,
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं,
नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं,
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं,
तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं,
मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं, रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं,
नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं,
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं,
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं,
नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं,
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं,
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं,
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं, रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं,
नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं,
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं,
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं,
नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी,
याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी,
कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी,
दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं,
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं,
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं,
नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं,
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं,
तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं,
मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं, रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं,
नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं
बेर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण
एक बार बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। प्रेम से बोलो श्री अयोध्यापति राजा रामचंद्र की। सबको इसी तरह everyone. Let's all stand for a few moments. Those of you who can, if any elderly ones are here and you have illnesses, you can remain seated. Ladies, of course, who are pregnant, and if you have children, you can remain seated. This morning, let's all clasp hands, close eyes, bow heads, as we join together to bid farewell to a father, a son, a husband, father-in-law, many different relations, but a soul that belongs to Bhagwan, a devotee of God who makes his way, of course, back into oneness with the divine. We, through our collective prayers and our efforts this morning, we ask humbly, of course, that may Bhagwan shower his divine compassion upon such a soul and take this soul back into oneness. Om apavitra pavitro va sarvavasthangato peva yah smarit pundare kakshang sabahya bhyantara suche. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Yam brahma varunendra rodamaruta shturvanti divyashtave vedai sangha padakamo gayanti yam samaga dhyanavashtittatgatena manasa pashyanti yam yogino yasyandam na vidusura surgana devaya tasmai namaha. Namaste Pundare Kaksha, Namaste Purushottamam, Namaste Sarvalokatman, Namaste Tigma Chakradharine, राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने ओम श्री राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम राम नाम राम नाम सबका ऐसी गति है. All take seats. Take his name, right? Om Vishnu Brahmano Dvitiya Parade Shri Shvetabhara Kalpe Vaivasvat Manvantari Ashtavinshati Tame Kalyoge Kalipratam Charan Bhuloke Jambo Dvipe Tranadadeshasya. Take address here. माघमासे कृष्ण पक्षे ज्येष्ठ नक्षत्र सूर्य मकर राशि स्थिते शशांक से धनुष राशि स्थिते व्यागत योग भावकरण सोमवार राजस्थान स्तेषु कश्यप गोत्रस्य ही फुल नेम राइट प्रेतस्य अंत्येष्टि कर्मन् अहम करिष्ये से ओम कृष्ण अर्पण बेट ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय कश्यप गोत्रस्य प्रेतस्य मृत्स्नान सबं निमित्तं स्नानं मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् सबन्नामितं स्नानं मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् कश्यप गोत्रस्य प्रेतस्य मृत्स्नान सदमितं गन्धं मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् गन्धं मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् ओम कश्यप गोत्रस्य रवनाथ प्रेतस्य गन्धं मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितां यावो कदे प्रतिमोदद्ध पुष्पवते प्रसोवरे अश्वै वसजित्वरे वीरोध पारयिष्णवः कश्यप गोत्रस्य रवनाथ प्रेतस्य मृत्स्नान सबनिमित्तं तुलसीमालां तुलसी बीजमाला स्नानं मया दीयते सबनिमित्तं मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् ओम कश्यप गोत्रस्य रवनाथ प्रेतस्य पुष्पम ओम सुगंधित पुष्पम स्नान ओम मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितां निमित्तं मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितां गन्धं मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् कश्यप गोत्रस्य रवनाथ प्रेतस्य मृत्स्नान समनिमित्तं पुष्पमाला मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् धूपं मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठिताम् यं द्वारे महाघोरे अंधसा तमसावृते तत्र वलोकणन्ताय दीपोऽयम् उपतिष्ठिताम् जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों के दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों के दुख दूर करें जय 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 कृष्ण दे जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दो किनारा हो जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किनारा हो और कोई न खेवन हारा हो फिर तू ही बेरा पार करो जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे Shri Krishna Hare दुखियों के दुख दूर करे जय जय जय. Take your name right. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Rawnath Pretasya Mritstana Savnamitam Ekate Pindo Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtitam. Om Tu chahe to sab kuch kar de विष को भी अमृत कर दे पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे अरे जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों के दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. एक बार बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की. Death is of course something that is expected to happen once birth takes place. In the scriptures, Bhagwan described in the Gita also, Jatasya Mrityu Dhruvo. Anything that takes birth, for certain of course, Mrityu Dhruvo Janma Mritasya cha. There is going to be the occurrence of what is called death. The few moments that we get between the moment that we breathe our first and the moment that we breathe our last is what we refer to as life. Hindu philosophy tells us that body is but 5 elements, just like our Christian brothers and sisters. The 5 elements, of course, are earth, water, fire, air, and what is called akash, or either space. The composition of these 5 come together to give a combination of flesh, marrow, bones, blood, and hair. But that body is verily useless, for it depends on something to move it, a driver to move it. And we believe in the existence of what is called soul or Jivatma. Jeev is a term that we hear again and again. And we would loosely hear the word soul being mentioned. But it is actually the soul that drives the body. The moment that the soul enters into the body, then of course, what we know as life, that is the moment of birth that takes place. How does the soul enter? The soul enters via a air or a airy substance that is called pran, P-R-A-N. And that's the working of our breath, the ability to breathe. Similarly, when it is time for death to occur, once again, that breath or that airy substance called pran becomes instrumental. In fact, even while you are asleep, you breathe. Subconsciously or unconsciously, when you're in deep sleep, your body continues to do it for itself. It's an automatic process. It's a mechanism that comes with part of being human, or being alive actually, not just human. And the moment that the soul departs, then of course it gives rise to the phenomenon of death. When you own a vehicle, I would assume when it starts to give trouble, you have no time to get rid of it. Or you will have different factors that influence all of our choices that will tell us that we need to change. What then becomes the deciding factor in changing of the body? What tells the soul that it is time, its time in this body is no longer needed and it has to go? And that's what makes us mortals. That's why God is immortal, or Paramatma, and man is mortal. It doesn't matter what you have to do, how much time you think you have again to do it, whether you believe it is time to go or not. When that time comes, what happens? As the old people used to say, bag chale pint. You have to go. But what determines when you have to go? Why is it that some men die at 16, some at 28, some live their full lifespan, and some even die at birth? What accounts for this difference? That is what is called now karma. Karma is responsible for everything. Our moment of birth, who is born as of our family, the type of home that we are born into, the country that we occupy, the place that we live, whomsoever we will meet in our lives, all of this is determined by karma. What is karma? Karma is the collective good and negatives that we have done based on the choices that we have made. This is why human birth is considered to be so great. Because human birth has what is called buddhi. In Sanskrit, we use the term buddhi. Buddhi means intelligence. We have the power to know what is right from wrong and to discriminate. Animals don't. An animal will act because of its tendencies, its natural tendencies. If it's hungry and it sees food that has poison, it will eat because it is driven by its tendency of hunger. Human beings are not. We are driven by our buddhi. And based on that, we make choices, we make decisions. And based on those choices now, Bhagwan, God, as we say, allots karmas to souls. This is not the first birth for Kelvin. It is not the first birth that he would have had to go through this. The body goes through this process again and again. The soul remembers it, but enveloped within the body, it forgets its true nature. And the soul will continue to go through this process again and again until it goes back to God. When the rain falls from the cloud, what is its eventual destination? The cloud? When it leaves the cloud, it comes with water. That water eventual destiny is the sea. So to the Jivatma, it will do what is called Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. It will continue to be born and die, born and die, born and die, until it goes to God. And that's all of our journeys. You and I. We are on a journey going back to God. And that is what this is. There is no words that can bring relief to a distressed family. Or you tell Ryan to cope with this grief. Or Rihanna. Or Indra. Or Kelvin's mother. How you begin to understand that? What words you give. It's easy for me to stand up here and say it, but the day I had a face that I don't know what will happen. And so too with us. It's difficult. That pain doesn't go away. That's caused because of the attachment. There are no sufficient words that you can give to comfort someone when they're in this position. So we take a little bit of grace that God is there. He knows. And whatever has happened, Bhagwan will put His grace. And that's what we pray for. When you see this time comes, compassion. Bhagwan mentions in the Gita to Arjun, you and I have passed through many births, Arjun. I know them all. You cannot remember them. I know them all. You cannot remember them. So we just do what we have to do. And we ask of God, of course, to send us on. As I shared with you, there is little that can be said to give comfort. Some will ask why. Some will ask, why this now? What is the circumstance? These are all questions that are in our minds. And that is not an easy thing. Grief is not an easy thing to deal with. It goes through a process. Sometimes somebody come and tell you, well, have strength, hold strong. That's the best that we can do. And that is what you need. You need the support to be there. I met Kelvin for the first time in 2001. I was marking CXC at Shogunas Junior Sec. I used to mark for a subject called CSEC IT, and he used to mark for Building and Engineering Technology. He was table leader actually. So we marked in the same building, Shogunas Junior Sec, now Shogunas South Secondary. I've known this family, I think, most of my life. My father did for this family, and I've grown in front of this family. So I know him from small, seeing the face. But we forged a friendship when we started to mark, because we used to go on lunch together. When you go lunch, everybody meets up in the hall to have lunch. And that's where, of course, we started talking after I would become the pundit of the home and the family. So I've known him for a long time. In those days, he was still a teacher. I asked him one day, I said, "What are you staying on for, boy?" He said, "Well, go and do, boy." I said, "What you staying home for? You have all these little things to do." He said, "What I go stay home and do? What I go stay home and do?" And, what we do with our lives is a true indication. In addition to this family losing a loved one, the teaching fraternity of which I belong to has lost a colleague. Baldat is here. We have lost a colleague. Teachers give their life in service. And perhaps if nothing else, remember him for that. His life of service that has been given to impart knowledge to children and to lead them along a path is a great blessing in itself. And all of us come with our purpose. Don't think the bandit don't come with his purpose too. Every soul comes with its purpose based on its karma. And perhaps today we may not understand why this is taking place. It may be a little bit difficult to comprehend, and at times we may not accept it. But this is life, and this is destiny. This is fate. So what we do and what the family, of course, does here determines, and that's important for us. Now we do whatever is required in the journey of the Jivatma, of the soul. And we must never forget that through the course of our lives. We are humans. We are all destined to our own fates, and we will all, nobody is perfect. If anybody was perfect, nobody would be sitting here. Once you're born human, you're not perfect. But we endeavor to do our best to go back to God. And that transcends into our lives. So certainly if we take anything from him, take his dedication and commitment to what he did. He was a good teacher, and he was a table leader. So to be table leader, you had to be, you had to be really good at what you did. So I want to say, of course, God's blessings on behalf of my family. We extend our solemn condolences to him and to his family, to his Dulahin and children, his extended family, of course. Bhagwan give you the strength in your hearts to continue. Naradaji is one of the great sages of our religion. One day he was passing by a cremation site, and he saw a family crying for the father of the home that had died. So he stopped. And the jiv was hovering. Jiv means the soul was hovering over and above the body. It wanted to return to the body because it knows that is its home. So Narad asked him, he said, "What you crying so for?" He said, "Look, they burning me. I want to go home." He said, why they burning my body? That's my body." So Narad couldn't understand this. He just couldn't conceptualize what was taking place. So he told the jiv, he says, "Come, let's go." So when he touched the jiv, the soul, it moved, and he took it to a different location on our next cremation site. And he showed it. He said, "So did you get quiet?" So he asked him, Narad is a sage, a saint. He said, "Who's died there?" He says, "You." He says, "But I don't know that person." He said, "But that is you." He said, "But I don't know the person. I don't recognize the face." So Narad smiled, touched him again, and he took him to another period of time. This time a lady was being cremated, and her husband and her children were crying. And he asked the Jew, he says, do you know where you are? He says, no. He said, do you recognize anybody that is crying for you? He said, no. Do you recognize the lady that is being cremated? The Jew says, no, I don't. So he asked, but how could you not know? Now the Jew says, well, I don't recognize facial recognition. They're not my family. He says, but that is you. And then Nadaji started to explain. Through your births, you were first born as a wife, then as a husband, and then became a father in this third birth. All of these are your debts. So when the Jew collected itself, because it was in grief, it was thinking of its children and of its family. When it recollected itself, then it asked Narad, which one of the families is my real family? Is it the first one, the lady? Is it the second one? Is it the third? Which is really my family? Narad smiled. That's what we have to think. Difficult as it is, we go through that time and time again. And it is the grace of God that helps us through this. So with these few words, let me invite you to bow your heads as we offer a little prayer. And we ask of Bhagwan, in all his grace and compassion, to shower his blessing upon this home, family, and more so to this departed son of his own devotee. May Bhagwan, of course, grant his compassion. Hari Om. Gita Ganga Chagayatri Sita Satya Saraswati Brahma Vidya Brahma Valitri Sandhya Mukti Geni Ardhamata Chidananda Bhavagni Vayanashini Vedatrai Parananta Tatvarta Jnana Manjari Natvevaham Jatu Nasam Na Tvam Nemi Janadipa Nachevana Bhavishyama Sarve Vayam Mata Param. O Arjun, there never was a time when I was not, or when you or these great ones were not. Nor is it a fact that hereafter we shall cease to be. Dehino asmin yatha dehi kaumadam yavanam jara tata dehanta praptir dhiras tatra namukyati. Remember, O Arjun, just as boyhood, youth and old age are attributed to the soul through the body, even so it attains another body. The wise man does not get deluded about this. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navahni grahnani naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnanya anyani sangyanti navani dehi. As a man shedding worn out garments takes other new ones, O Arjun, likewise the embodied soul casting off worn out ones will enter into new ones. But remember, Arjun, Nainam Chinnante Shassani, Nainam Dahati Pavakaha, Nachainam Kledayantyapo, Nashoshayate Marutaha. The body may die, Arjun. It will be burnt to ashes. But the soul is immortal. Weapons cannot cut it, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot wet it, nor can wind dry it. Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Sabka isi gati hai. There is only one truth, and that's the name of Ram. This entire world belongs to him. Baldat is here. He is cousin, and he is also my fellow colleague as a Pandit. I want to ask him to share a few words, and then of course, we will continue.
Jai Sitaram, everyone. Mandaji, thank you very much. Again, today we gathered in this situation of not comfortable. But saying goodbye to our loved one is the most difficult thing. I stand here recollecting our memories, childhood memories in this house, where we would run around, play, get licks. Our Aja, well, mine Aja, dear Nana, was not an easy man. And so, Kelvin, Cartoo as we know him, they were the elder ones. So they know how to get away. The younger one used to get catch most of the time. But today, sadly, we have to bid ourselves goodbye. And I pray that Bhagawan have his special place prepared for you. Because as Pandit said, no one is perfect. None of us is here to judge anyone. We all have imperfections. Our karma has put us in this position. By some good fortune I may have done to have joined this family, to fall to be named a grandson of Ram Pandit through my parents. And so to the other members of the grandchildren, 21 grandchildren. Today we minus 4. And as time goes by, all of us will reach this day one day. Each day, just as Pandit said, I am involved in education as well. And we look at children. And when those children come to us, we are in the lower level. At 5 and 6, they are so innocent. You will see everyone hovering against each other, hugging, eating, sharing, everything together. You know what happens? By the next 5 years, by the time 9, 10, that changes. What caused that change? At 5 and 6, there's no difference. There's no who tall, who short, who big, who thin, who white, who green, anything like that. Everybody together. And as they rise, changes come. The environment, the adults, the values that they inculcate, changes some things. And so when we reach to Bhagawan, what do we say? Sometimes some of us might become a little too embarrassed because Bhagawan has sent us pure and innocent. But when we step into his realm now, sometimes we want to shun back because we cannot believe this is what I have become. Just as Pandit said, we have now absorbed so much into the physical world, into the Maya, that we run after the world and we continue. Life after life, we'll do the same thing unless we stop and give Bhagawan a chance. So today, as I give in this few moments, I extend Indra, sister-in-law, Ryan and Rihanna. While we may not be the best of best, but we are still family. And to the other nephew and nieces, some of you I can't even, when I see you I can't recognize you. But that is what time has done. This year marked 42 years my grandfather died. 42 years. 24th of January gone. Just to remember that. And now this comes and happens. So it reestablishes that time of sorrow and pain that we would have experienced in that time. I ask you to bow your heads as I offer simple mantra to that. May that Atma get that moksha edible. Let us all pray. Hari Om Mokam Karoti Vachalam Pangulang Yate Grim Yat Kripata Mahavande Paramananda Madhavam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ram Nam Sache. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Panditji. Rihanna is his daughter, and of course, I'll ask her on behalf of the family. There are a few others who would like to share a few sentiments once she's completed, of course. Loved ones and friends who are here this morning, attendant business associates, colleagues who are here as well. But let me invite her, of course, to give a brief synopsis of his life and the family sentiments.
Good morning. Sitaram to each and every one of you. As you all know, I am Rihanna, Cartoo's daughter. As I'm standing here today looking on, I surely realize how fortunate I was to have him as a father. My father lived a simple life. At age 14, he left his parents' home to come reside with his grandparents at this very house. At a young age, my father was always a highly considerate person. Just last week, he was chatting with us about his school days and mentioned when it was his time to choose subjects in high school, he flipped through to see which one of the book lists was the cheapest and chose that to ensure he was allowed to get an education. Straight out of high school, he secured his first job at the Tap Brick Factory while pursuing a part-time studies at Shagona Senior Comprehensive. My father will often say, always educate yourself. That is something no one can take from you. And that is exactly how my father lived his life and persistently encouraged Ryan and myself, and now his grandchildren, to do so. As he continued to pursue his education, he successfully entered the teaching service, where he served approximately for 25 years. Although teaching was his first dream job, he aspired to achieve greater things. With my mother's support and his brother's trade expertise, they opened and operated a straightening and painting garage. Being the man that he was always thinking, what is the next move? He quickly started trading on the roll-on, roll-off market. 2002, he formally established Cartoo Auto Services Limited. In his constant flight of elevation and passion to succeed, he embarked on another family business to capture the construction market, where he opened Worldwide Premium Imports Limited. He took early retirement from teaching service for two reasons. One, to be focus-driven on his two driving businesses alongside his personal pursuit of real estate, fully well knowing that this will be his legacy for his children and by extent his grandchildren. In one of our last conversations, he confidently said to me in my mother's presence, if I was to die, just know I lived a full life and I did everything to the best of my ability to ensure my children and grandchildren will never have to beg or borrow. Most people here today would have known my father to be a private individual, very to himself, a man of few words, and that is if you were not part of his inner circle. The handful that he was fond of could have him chatting for hours at a time. I am a strong man. However, what I am going through now, I could not have done this without all of you, without all of the family support and your love. Your mother, Ryan, Fazana, you, Kashri, Shanita, and all my grandchildren. The love that they have been showing me right now, it means more than anything else to me. This was his mantra for the last 2 weeks. Papa, Papa, I love you. Papa, are you okay? This will resonate within these four walls. Every single person who spoke with me since my father's passing made mention of how he valued, loved, cared, cherished, and wanted the utter best for his 5 grandkids. Ria, Renessa, Revan, Rehan, and Carissa. His AKA Plum Plum, Sweetie Pie, Candy Stick, Lollipop, Sugar Cake, who recently graduated to Mona Mona. were his pride, joy, happiness, peace, comfort, and his overflowing well of love. Everything he did it for them. Every day, he would be with his grandchildren. He was their entertainer. It's always something the minute he walks through that front door every single evening. You held a lot of portfolios and personal achievements, statuses to your name. But I know Papa was the proudest and the best personal achievement you ever had. I love you, loving, as my mother would say. I love you, Dad, or Daddy, as Ryan and I would say. I love you, Papa. I love you, Papa, as all his grandchildren would say. You will be missed tremendously. Tremendously. But you will be forever etched in our hearts. Thank you for all the memories you left with us, because it's all we have left now. I want the chant to just say the Gayatri mantra first. Purnasa. Korea, wait it. Bring it. Come say a prayer to Papa. Come say a prayer to Papa. The same prayers, right?
But the that Satan the young bucket is he be the you but your
Mama, say a prayer to Papa.
Om Bhurva Saha Tatsavita Vaniyam Bhargori Sastimihi Ayura Vachodya.
You know what to say, Mommy? You know what to say? Come, let's say it.
Om Bhurva Saha Tatsavita Bhargori.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Bhargo. Say it. Say it. Say it left. Come say it.
Bhargo Deepasat.
Come say it. Say it out.
Ayuna Vachodya.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Anyone. A word for you, say.
Oh, my Papa, to me you were so wonderful. Oh, my Papa, to me you were so good. Oh, my Papa, so gentle and so good looking. Go on other days when you remember us.
You wanted to say that? Yeah, you wanted to do anything? Yeah, she would do it and then I'll do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, beloved family and friends, I am the eldest niece, and on behalf of my family, I just want to say today, we come together to remember and honor the life of a remarkable soul, my uncle. He was more than just an uncle. He was a father figure, and he was a guiding light and a source of inspiration for me. On behalf of my entire family, I just stand here before you with a heavy heart, trying to find the right words to encapsulate the impact of a man who, despite his reserved nature, He left an indelible mark on the lives. Uncle Cartoo may not have been the most social person, but within the quiet depths of his character, there resided a wealth of wisdom, strength, and love. As I reflect on the times we shared, I am reminded of the lessons learned in the simplicities of his gestures and the silent but powerful influence he had on shaping my character. To me, he was more than just an uncle. He was a father figure providing guidance, support, and a steady presence during the twists and turns of life. His actions spoke way louder than his words, and his quiet demeanor, I found solace and inspiration. In moments of uncertainty, his unwavering belief in me became a source of strength. While Uncle Cartoo may not have been one to seek the limelight, the impact of his life radiates in the values he instilled within our family. His love was expressed not through grand gestures, but through the constancy of his care and the quiet assurance that he was there for us no matter what. As we bid farewell to this extraordinary man, let us remember the profound influence he had on each of us. His legacy lives on in the lessons that we carry forward, the strength we draw from his memory, and the love that will bind us as a family. In this moment of grief, let us find solace in the shared memories that illuminate the path that he walked, leaving footprints of love and resilience. Uncle Cartoo, you were a beacon of quiet strength, and your absence leaves a void that words can hardly fill. Yet, in our collective memories and the values you imparted, you will forever reside in our hearts. And may you find eternal peace. And may we, as a family, find comfort in the legacy that you left behind in your family, your children, and your grandchildren. Thank you for all being here to celebrate and remember the life of a truly exceptional man. And I'm glad that I get to say that I love you.
Thank you very much, members of the family, mostly his daughter and niece. As I mentioned before, he had a distinguished career, as Rihanna mentioned, for 25 years in education. I think one of his co-workers are here, Miss Sharon James. She's here this morning, so I want to invite her, of course, to share some words of wisdom and some sentiments.
Pleasant good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sharon Ramdhanie James. And I have known Mr. Ramdhanie since the year 2002. I was not ready for this so soon. I remember I was on my way to collect my A-level results when I got a call from my computer teacher about an interview for a job. She had not too much info on, what it was. And being the teenager that I was, I say, okay, I'll try to kill two birds with one stone. I'll go collect results and then I'll go for the interview. Of course, dress casually. Now, if you know Mr. Ramdhanie, he's always giving people tips on outward appearance. I remember recently a guy came to the office selling items, dressed in a little short pants and t-shirt. He called the guy in the office. He said, I don't mean to tell you how to go about your business, but if you wear a little long pants and a little t-shirt and a shoe on your foot, people will look at you differently. He say, look at me. And I'm doing construction, but you see my jersey it inside my pants, and that's the way that you would always see him dressed, Whether it's on the job, he would dress in his logo, his Cartoo or his worldwide premium t-shirt. Jersey inside the pants, his shoe. Whether he was a teacher, he would have his long sleeve shirt, always dressed for the job. As the years went on, I strayed from the point, sorry. Anyway, after I went, I left the interview. By the time I got home, he called and he asked if I could start from Monday. On Monday morning, when I went to work dressed in my office attire, it was only then he mentioned about how I came for the interview, and he would still joke about it over the years. I'm sure he wrestled with thoughts, wrestled with his thoughts, but I'm thankful he didn't judge, and he saw the potential that I probably didn't even know I had at the time. Mr. Ramdhanie always talked about his younger working days, in some places, and about literally having nightmares about going to work. He said he vowed that when he had his businesses, his employees would never feel like that. And indeed, he created that atmosphere for all of us over the years. He was our boss, but also a friend, a father, a brother. He gave respect, and in return, that is what he got. It was never forced, but he led by example. He never let us feel he was our boss, and we had to do what he said. If he wanted something done, he would say, when I get some time now, you'll get that done, or if you get time. He didn't say, okay, you have to do this now, He would leave it up to us. He was such a humble and contented individual with little. Over the years, we developed a relationship of mutual respect and trust. He loved to talk, and I enjoyed listening to all his stories and ideas. Mr. Ramdhanie would joke and say sometimes, Mrs. Ramdhanie would joke and say sometimes when she see him coming, look, your boss coming to talk your ears out. He never failed to let me know how much I meant to his organization, and by extension, family. Even in his last days, he called, and he was going on, and I humbly had to let him know I'm just doing my job. He loved his family dearly. He would always say he was just working hard for them, his wife, his children, daughter-in-law and son-in-law, and later on the grands. He was the type of parent who showed tough love and was so proud of you, Ryan and Rihanna. Even if he didn't say it to you all face to face, he told me. In recent years, if you spoke to him, I think you would realize that his pride and joy was his grandchildren, Ria, Renessa, Rivan, Rehan, and Carissa. He loved you guys with all his heart and was so proud to be your papa. He was always willing to assist and support in whatever way he could to anyone who came to him. Having suffered a similar loss recently myself, him and his family were some of my greatest supporters and still are. I'm thankful for knowing this great man and for the way he impacted my life over the years. No matter what came his way, he would always say to look at the positive in any situation and encourage me to do the same. Even in his last days, he wasn't well. He would say to us, he definitely could not have done it without the love and support he received. He said that the unity he had seen between his family would have been worth it in the end, with all that he had to go through. I pray and encourage the family and extended family to work together to fulfill his final desires. So if we have to take one page out of Mr. Ramdhanie's life, it's to always look and find the positive in any situation you face, no matter how bad it is. Life is short and none of us knows what tomorrow, and tomorrow is not promised to anyone. On behalf of the family and organization, I wish to extend a heartfelt appreciation to all those who called, messaged, visited, attended the nights of wake, came from abroad, and supported in whatever way you did. We say thank you. This is a tremendous loss to the family and organization, but I pray that God will continue to give us all the strength and courage to continue what He started. We love and miss you, Mr. Ramdhanie. Your memories, laughter, humor, lessons, and legacy will live on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Dr. Rawnath Suraj is here this morning. He would have been, Kelvin would have been under his care for a little bit. I want to ask him, of course, to share a few words with us.
Hello, Sitaram, everybody. My name is Ricky. I live right on the side of Ryan. And up until a few days ago, I realized what a unique opportunity I had to interact with Uncle Cartoo, who was very private, very, very private. And we spent many hours speaking about lots of things. I want to say that I was also very fortunate to say thank you to him many, many times. And I'm going to have documentary evidence of what he said, his words, and I'm going to quote him. A lot of times we used to talk via WhatsApp because our times didn't coincide. He was a very, very busy man, and I expected that. But a lot of times we spoke, and we spoke in the confines of inside that room there. And sometimes we spoke across by the building. His words used to be, Rick, across by the building when you're ready, you just meet me there. Anytime I had a question or I wanted to ask his advice, he was always available. And he said that. He said, Rick, you call me, I will make time for you. I just want to read some of his messages of recently. And I was always grateful to him because he has done so much for me in terms of inspiration. This is June 2023, last year. And he's saying, and this is via WhatsApp, and I quote, whatever I did for you, it was just my way. Hard work and ambition, no substitution. Whatever minuscule I would have done to impact your life, it was done voluntarily. The sky's the limit, and I can only offer you my little words of encouragement. The goals and objectives you hope to achieve should never cease. Life becomes boring and monotonous when you cease to have challenges. I keep on saying thank you so much to him all the time. And at one time, I think he got a little fed up. And he said, and I quote, this is February 2023. He said, I keep telling you, I'm a person who has so many faults. You should seek inspiration from a person who has better qualities. And I want to say today, Uncle, that I looked up the definition of a mentor. And a mentor is somebody who allows us to see hope within ourselves. And nowhere in that definition had anything about faults. I want to say 3 things that he taught me, and he made me write it down. You all didn't know that. Right? He said, don't stop until you're proud of yourself. 2, if you have seen further into the future, it is only because you have been standing on the shoulders of giants. 3, if everything around you, Rick, is dark, look again. You may be the light. Friends, I want to tell you that I appreciate this man in my life and what he has been. And up until a few days ago, just a few days ago, he told me himself that he's very positive about every single thing. And that was his way, to be positive about every single thing. And friends, I want to say, love what you have before life teaches us to love what we lost. Thanks again, Uncle Cartoo. Thanks always.
Thank you very much for those thoughtful words. We have, as you heard, he would have diversified himself away from what he used to do for a profession, and he went into many other vocations. One of those persons are here this morning, a real estate associate, Mr. Daryl Mohan. I want to invite, of course, Daryl to share a little bit of his experience with Cartoo.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Daryl Mohan, and this morning I would like to firstly extend my deepest condolences to the entire family, to Auntie, to Rihanna, to Ryan, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, the grandchildren, and the entire bereaved family. You know, I had the opportunity to know Mr. Ramdhanie for many years. And I thank the family for giving me the opportunity here this morning just to share a couple words of how he has impacted my life. Mr. Ramdhanie was not just a long-standing client for us at Dream Homes Realty and Practical Real Estate. I've known this man for many, many years, and my wife has known him for over 30-something years, right? So it's not just someone I know recently. We have known each other for a very, very long time. You know, one of the things that we loved about him in our interaction with him at our company is that he always loved to talk. And I can recall a couple of years ago, right down where he had his land there, he called me up. And he will never, ever address me by my first name in all the years I've known him. He will always refer to me as sir, because both of us have the same background as being teachers, and he will always address me as sir. And I will always address him as Sir or Mr. Ramdhanie. And he called me one day and he said, listen, I need you to come up by the house. And when I came up, he said, meet me by the land down there. And at that time, he had just graded down the land and he was doing some work. And he had his van and he popped the hood. Both him and I alone, sitting there for almost 2.5 hours, talking non-stop. And it was never just about business only. He talked about his family. He talked about his plans, his goals, what it is he wanted to accomplish. But what I love about Mr. Ramdhanie, in all his wisdom and experience and skill that he had, he always sought advice. He always called me up and he asked for my professional advice, and I would give it to him. I remember one thing that I found very strange in our first interaction, because how he got my number, a couple blocks down the road from the water well, I had my sign with my name and my number there, and he called the number. And I didn't know him at the time, and he said, come and meet me lower down Ragunaland Road, and my wife was with me. And when I went down, my wife in the car, she was like, Uncle Ram, that's you? Not knowing that she had known him, and this is the same gentleman we were going to do business with from then till now. And one of his words that he would always use together with myself and my employees, he would always like to use his words, abundantly clear. Anybody knows about that? You'd always say, sir, I want to be abundantly clear. Anytime we're dealing with clients, right? And to me, I've come to realize that now while reflecting on him, is that he never wanted anyone to misinterpret what it is he was going to say or what it is he was trying to say. He always would say, I want to make this abundantly clear. I also remember, my wife told me just a couple days ago, and the very first time that we met him, she said Uncle Ram would come with her dad in Cunupia, and they will sit down. And at that time, they would have an old board house. And there was a hammock to the bottom. And she said, Uncle Ram will come. From morning, sometimes you think he's going to work, but he is there with her dad. Both of them lying, talking, and having fun. And this is almost 30 years ago. I want to say to the family that Mr. Ramdhanie is a man of great stature. He never fell short in giving respect, as someone said here this morning. Last year, before I traveled in December, and I was writing down, and this brought back some memories to me. Last year, he called me again. He said, sir, I want to meet you, and this time at one of his properties in Cunupia there. And when I went, I saw him mixing concrete, and he had on a strap on his back, and I said, Mr. Ramdhanie, what's going on with you? He said, boy, I pinched a nerve or something with his nerve, and he was walking and limping. But what I love about him was his tenacity to never stop. I said, well, why don't let the workers do what they're supposed to do? He said, nah, I could do it. I will do it. And then he popped the hood again of his trunk, and both him and I sat down for almost 2.5 hours again. This was in December. And we spoke about his plans and what it is he wanted to do. And every time we started a conversation, he started off with his grandchildren, as you all will hear. He loved his grandchildren. Now, I never met them at the early stages, but as I grew to know him and grew to know the family, I got to know them. That was the kind of relationship, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ramdhanie and I had. It was never just about business. He confided and always sought my advice. And in anything that he did, he will call me up. Just recently, he was doing a transaction. He called me up. Not that he didn't know what to do, but he just wanted to make sure that he was doing the right thing. I want to end off by saying here this morning, I remembered him chatting the day before he passed. Just the day before he passed, and I WhatsApp him because Auntie she met me in the school, both my wife and I, the Friday morning. And Auntie grabbed my hand and she said, come, I want to talk to you and your wife at the car park in the school in Warrenville Presbyterian. And the way she grabbed my hand, I don't know if it was something good or bad she was going to say, but then she began to tell me that Mr. Ramdhanie was going in to go to surgery, and I started to pray. And you know what? Every single interaction that I had with him was always positive. The day before, I messaged him and I said, sir, how are you going? I said, I'm praying for you, and I know that you're going to come out. And he says, yes, bro. That's the first time I think he ever called me bro in a WhatsApp message. He said, yes, bro, I will be out. He was very, very positive and never showed any sort of weakness in the midst of his situation. I want to say to the family, I've done many, many funerals as a reverend also. And one of the things I always tell the family is that death is something we will never ever come to terms with. When it comes, it grabs, it pulls, and it never lets go. But we who are alive need to continue to hold strong and be unified. Life is so short, ladies and gentlemen. God is a giver of life and He's a taker of life. On behalf of my company, my wife, and all our employees, we want to say that our continued support and prayers will be with His family, and our continued to emanate the legacy of Mr. Ramdhanie. He was not just a friend and a colleague, but to me, he was a father figure. My prayers is with his family, and may the abundance, grace of God, and the strength of God be with everyone here. Amen. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Mr. Safraz Ali is here this morning. The family is not able to say whether he is here. No? Okay. Then this would be our last speaker. We would have heard, if I may say, a garland of sentiments that some of it I myself learned from him, learned of him, although I knew him pretty well. But this truly speaks of the remarkable nature and the rich tapestry of the life that this august gentleman lived. And all we can do now is, of course, offer our prayer and hope that he goes back into oneness with Sri Krishna. Bhagwan's blessings to the home and, of course, to the family. You would have heard Baldat say that he is the grandson of Ram Pandit. Baldat is, of course, following in the footsteps, and one of the cousins, Maheshwara's cousin, yeah, one of his cousins was a former teacher, I think, at Marbella. He was a former teacher of Marbella, and he went on to become a Swami, Maheshwara Anandji. Very, very knowledgeable gentleman. And this would have started, of course, from their grandfather, from good stock. His mother is still here. She still sings a lot of bhajans. And, of course, you would hear her voice towering up above mine. So, as we invite family first to come and pay their last respect, I'll ask her to do a bhajan or two. Whilst that is being done, once the family is completed, then we would invite everyone else, friends and colleagues, to come and to pay their last respects. So let me invite his Dulahin first, Indra, and the children, the grandchildren, to come pay their final respects. I'll ask his mother, of course, to say a few words and to do bhajans in the meantime that this is being done.
Thank you. Sitaram, everyone. I'm just about to say a couple words on behalf of my son. Sri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nijamana Mukur Sudha Bharano Raghubar Bimala Jasha Jodha Ekapalicha Bodhahin Tan Janake Sumiro Pavan Kumar Balabudhi Vidya Dehumahi Harahu Kalish Bika Siyapati Ramachandra Ji Ki Jai Sharanam. One line in Ramayana. Bano Guru Pada Padama Paraga Suruji Subhasa Sarasa Anuraga Ami Amura Mama Churan Charo Bhavana Sakala Bhava Ruja Parivaru Ruja Parivaru Rama Ruja Parivaru Bhavana Sakala Bhava Ruja Parivaru Varu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate. Sri Ganesh Aya Namaha. Sri Ganesh Aya Namaha. Sri Ganesh Aya Namaha. I just want to say 2 words in English. I'll be 500 miles away from home, away from home. I'll be just 500 miles away from home, away from home. I'll be just 500 miles away from home. Oh, when will I see you again? Oh, when I will see you again. I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, happy journey to my loving son. Happy journey to you. I'll be lonely waiting just for you. I'll be patient and forever too. Happy journey to you. Oh, when will I see you again?
एक बार बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. Once the immediate family has concluded, the siblings, if they are here, brothers and sisters, sisters-in-law, brothers-in-law, you will come, and then of course we will leave the way for cousins, nephews, nieces, and then friends and family. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram. Siblings, brothers and sisters. Bhajo man pyare Sita Ram. Oh Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram. Bhajo man pyare Sita Ram. Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Jai Raghunandan Jai Ganesham Avad Vihari Radhesham. Jai Raghunandan Jai Siya Ram Avad Vihari Radhesham. Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Jai Jai Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Ram Ram Raja Ram Patita Pavan Si. Now, friends, family who wants to come, you come on this side. Allow the family to remain on this side. You can queue on this side. पतित पावन सीताराम जय जय रघुपति राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम जय जय रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम सीताराम जय सीताराम भजो मन प्यारे सीताराम जय सीता जो मन प्यारे सीताराम जय जय रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम.
Sitaram, everybody. I would like everyone to join in this wonderful bhajan as we pray to Bhagwan Sri Krishna this morning. आज अंधेरे में हम इंसान ज्ञान का सूरज चमका रे भगवान. आज अंधेरे में हम इंसान ज्ञान का सूरज चमका रे भगवान. भटक रहे हमारा अधिकार भगवान अधिकारे. भटक रहे हमारा अधिकार भगवान अधिकारे. कर्म कर्म पर फिरन विचारे भगवान किरण विचारे. ओ इन कियन को प्रभु करारे इन कियन को प्रभु करारे. ज्योति से पहचान आज अंधेरे में हम इंसान ज्ञान का सूरज चमका रे भगवान. हम तो है संतान तुम्हारी प्रभु संतान तुम्हारी. हम तो है संतान तुम्हारी प्रभु संतान तुम्हारी. तेरी दया से हम निकाये प्रभु है हम निकारे. ओ दुनिया हो में सुखी हमारी दुनिया हो में सुखी हमारी. हे सारे भगवान आज अंधेरे में हम इंसान ज्ञान का सूरज चमका रे भगवान. आज अंधेरे में हम इंसान ज्ञान का सूरज चमका रे भगवान. ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान। भिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। भिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। बाहर से तो खामोश रहे तो, बाहर से तो खामोश रहे तो, भीतर भीतर रोई रे ए भीतर भीतर रो। तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। भिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। कह न सके तो अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे। भी न तेरी कथा की आंसू में करम कमो। तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। भिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। चुप के रोने वाले रखना छुपा के दिल के चाले रे। ये पत्थर का रेश पगले कोई न तेरा हो। तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। भिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। भिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
जय एक बार बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. Let me invite all of you to stand as a mark of respect as we prepare, of course, to leave. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murali He
Narayan Vasudevaya, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudevaya. Satya hai Ram Naam, Satya hai Ram Naam, Satya hai Ram Naam, Satya hai Satya hai Satya hai Satya hai.
गा रहे दो दुखियारी
Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, दुखियों को दुखरूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण
कोई न लगले धनबान के गठरिया कोई न लगले धनबान के गठरिया बान के गठरिया हो बान के गठरिया कोई न लगले धनबान के गठरिया कहता कबीर सुनो भाई साधु कहता कबीर सुनो भाई साधु अरे छूटी गए हो महलिया महलिया छूटी गए हो महलिया महलिया कोई न लगले धनबान के गठरिया कोई न लगले धनबान के गठरिया कहता कबीर सुनो भाई साधु
Right. When you lift up, you walk in to where the horse is, right?
To lose the next arm, man. Ram Nam, sorry, say that. Ram Nam, searching. Ram Nam, searching. Go on, walk out of the sun, great. Ram Nam, searching. Ram Nam, searching. Come. Ram Nam, searching. Yeah. Ram Nam, searching. Ram Nam, searching.
Not too far, right by the car.
Ram Nam, searching. Ram Nam, go by the car.
We will start.
Ram Nam, searching. Ram Nam, searching. Ram Nam, searching. Ram Nam, searching.
Just sort of pass it from the wall. Pass it while the group bringing like with the speaker boxes. The computer.
No, but hey.
And the receiver.
No, wait.
You're going in, that's going in from the gap. You're going in the gap. You have to walk inside the building. And then making a U-turn right on the gap now.
Well, that's like a very straight, let's walk it out. Follow me, right.
So big, huh?
Follow you.
Right. Come on, let me go.
Oh, what every morning it's coming. Every morning it's bringing
Right, we go sit back in it. Right, go ahead.
Let it walk, let it play, and then you'll go forward. That's all, let it go forward.
Sir.
Brian, hold on to this hill.
Yeah, coming.
I go hold on to it. I'll bring the flowers. No, everybody leave it. Where Rihanna? Rihanna, you had the water? Go in front of the house.
Where the flowers?
There. They didn't carry on.
Rihanna, bring the flowers.
No, Rihanna here.
Right now, let's try and come together, yeah?
Tell him go.
Ria, come and see Papa. Caretta, come and see all your Papa. Oh, that's it. Tell him bye-bye. Tell him bye-bye, baby. Come. Tell him Papa bye-bye. Come, baby. Tell Papa bye.
Hi, everything alright? Hi.
परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन परमानंद का अनुभव कर धन्य बना जीवन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन प्रभु की प्राप्ति का मूल मंत्र है संपूर्ण समर्पण है आत्मा चल प्रभु को सौंप दे तू सारा जीवन देख प्रभु तेरे निकट विराजे ओ देख प्रभु तेरे अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन.
Right, go across. Go. Go there. Right, let's drop. Right, let me want to see comments. Anybody want to view all the comment view, please?
Last view again. I thought it was my brother. I thought on.
Right over from the side. Full head. Right, left one.
Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Ram Nam.
That's all. Easy. Listen and we will go in the foot first, right?
Ram Nam,
Satya.
Ram Nam,
Satya.
Ram Nam,
Satya.
Ram Nam,
Satya.
Ram Nam, Ram Nam.
Yeah, brother.
She's ready. Firing, right?
Ram Nam,
Satya.
Ram Nam, Ram Nam. सबका ऐसी गति है. Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Ram Nam.
Satya.
Line it up with the middle of the body. Rest long easy.
Come on.
Right,
That's it. Nice and easy.
Boy, see people open this thing.
सूर्यं चक्षुरेतो वादमातं ध्यानगच्छति Break.
तस्य सबहस्ते साधकुनितं प्रेतदेवता एकते मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठितम् हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
Crystal, I'm going to basket in, huh?
Yeah.
Bring them back. Fully bag of him. All the flowers go in inside.
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna.
Yeah, open it, boy.
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
All the flowers had to come out, right? Yeah, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
You to go already? Hey, oh no, good? Did you do it? Yeah. Ready there?
Chris.
Leave any cloth?
Leave any cloth. Leave any cloth. Leave any cloth. Lift up.
Lift together, right?
Ram Nam.
Satyai.
Ram Nam.
Satyai.
Ram Nam.
Satyai.
सबका ऐसे ही
Up,
right?
come on.
Ram Nam.
Satyai.
Put in the middle and look, skate it in.
Ram Nam.
Lift up the head a little bit. Yeah, lift it, right. Shove it, shove.
Ram Nam.
That good, eh? 17 more. Right. Good. Come Ryan. Pick up the...
Easy thing, man. And running is smooth, man.
Om Lohitaya Swaha, Om Edobhya Swaha, Om Ansebhya Swaha, Om Snayubhya Swaha, Om Astabhya Swaha, Om Ajabhya Swaha. Keep it 40 down, huh? Om Ajabhya Swaha, Retase Swaha, 40 down. Om Payave Swaha, Om Ayasaya Swaha, Om Prayasaya Swaha, Om Samyasaya Swaha, Om Vyasaya Swaha, Om Udhyasaya Swaha, Om Soche Swaha, Om Sochate Swaha, Om Sochamanaya Swaha, Om Shokaya Swaha, Om Tapase Swaha, तप्यते स्वाहा तप्यमानाय स्वाहा तप्ताय स्वाहा धर्माय स्वाहा निष्कृत्याय स्वाहा आयुष्यते स्वाहा भेकजाय स्वाहा यमाय स्वाहा अंधकाय स्वाहा मृत्युवे स्वाहा ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा ब्रह्मत्याय स्वाहा विश्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो स्वाहा और
Ami, sudah muli jen. Ami dah. Would you plot one side? Right.
Alright, now let help with the tent. The tent had to go under the tree.
Where you going? That way?
Yeah.
What? Go. Left, yeah.
Ah.
How much are them?
No, yellow now.
Yeah. Give me all this. Like so.
वापि जानता मृत्यु कलवशं प्राप्त नरपंच त्वामागतम् धर्म धर्म समायुक्त लोभमोह समावृतम् देहयं सर्वगत्राणि दिव्यं लोकं स गच्छतु मैं नमग्ने ही दोहो मामभिशोचो मास्य त्वं हि विचक्षो मा शरीरम् यदामृतं कन्वतो जातवेदो तमेनं पुराहि उत्पित्रेभ्यः शतं कदा कलसे जातवेदसं जातवेदसं विचार सुनितनयितो यथा दीवानां वशिर्भवति सूर्यचक्षुतो वातमात्मो व्यागच्छ प्रदेश अपो वागच्छ तद्धिते अर्चश्रियासे शिवस्तंभो जातवेदा सुखपासु
Last camp, like.
Shove it in, chuck it in, chuck it in. Yeah, chuck it in, you go catch. I said you go catch it. Stand up here, right? Right?
Ryan, come.
Yeah, sure there.
No.
Burn.
I don't want to burn. When God come, I could burn again.
Mm-hmm. You want it? Excuse me, you could get one for us. Let me look at this. Come in. You soon come up, no. You come in back here?
No, you're married.
You're married again?
Who, me? No way. When Bernie dead, though. You plan for Bernie dead? Bernie now come to me.
Respect, man. You want one again? Pull it.
अच्छा गुनगुन, मुझे अपने पापा के बारे में कुछ बताओ।
चंदा ने पूछा तारों से, तारों ने पूछा हजारों से, सबसे प्यारा कौन
शहर उसका जाना पहचाना है, ओ लगता है वो नादान पर वो सयाना है, चेहरे से है वो भोला दिल का दीवाना है।
फूलों ने पूछा कलियों से, कलियों ने पूछा कलियों से,
सबसे प्यारा कौन है?
पापा, मेरे पापा,
हे पापा, तेरे पापा। अदाओं से वो दिल बहलाता है,
दुनिया में आते जाते वो प्यार लुटाता है।
सागर ने पूछा नैया से, नैया ने पूछा खेवैया से,
सबसे प्यारा चंदा ने पूछा तारों से, तारों ने पूछा हजारों से, सबसे प्यारा कौन है?
पापा, तेरे पापा।
पापा, तेरे पापा।
अच्छा गुनगुन, मुझे अपने पापा के बारे में कुछ बताओ।
चंदा ने पूछा तारों से, तारों ने पूछा हजारों से, सबसे प्यारा कौन है? पापा, मेरे पापा, पापा, मेरे पापा।
करना तुम सकता हो तो डरना आपन से तुम्हारा तीनों लोग आँख से सांसे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आए महावीर जब नाम सुनाए नाते लोग हरे पक्षिया जगत निरंतर हनुमत दिया संकट से हमारा छुड़ाए मन क्रम वचन जो सब पर धाम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम ताजा और मनोरथ जो फल पावे चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है परपेश जगत उजियारा साधु संत से तुम्हारा रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम